Hi, my name is Sam. I'm the owner of Professional Fleet. Last time we showed you how to check your fluids in your vehicle, which pertains to most vehicles. And this time we're going to show you how to fill your fluids in your vehicle. I was going to show you how to fill the basic fluids and kind of what fluids to use. We'll start off with coolant, because you can do this one with the vehicle off and running. This cap here is pressurized, so it's very important. If the vehicle is hot, do not release this cap. Wait till the vehicle cools down and the fluids settle to the bottom. Once the vehicle is cooled down, you can add coolant here. Take it off very carefully and very slow. One good way to verify if the vehicle is too hot to remove this is, number one, feel it. If it's super hot, don't take it off. Two is you can grab a hold of one of the hoses, being the upper radiator hose or any one of the rubber hoses. And if you squeeze it, it should be really soft to squeeze. You should be able to, there's no pressure. If you squeeze it and it's super hard and it's not pressing inward, you're not getting a good pinch out of it, then there's too much pressure in the system. You need to let it cool down longer to relieve the pressure. So once it's cooled down, you remove the cap and you're going to want to add the coolant to it. And this vehicle is going to be Dex Cool, or it's a long life coolant, so it's going to be an orange coolant. Usually it would be with the orange top on there. And you want to pre-mix it 50-50. Once it's pre-mixed 50-50, you're just going to add it to the top of the reservoir. And one of the tricks of the trade is always use the bottle from the side. That allows air to enter the bottle and you not to spill it all over your car. So we're just going to add a 50-50 mix of coolant right up to that mark where it's supposed to be. And you'll now see that the cold and hot marks are indicated and we got coolant added to it. So we now have the proper level of fluid there. Put that aside. The next one that we'll do is oil. Oil, you'll be indicated by usually a black top on the engine. It'll show a picture that looks like the oil symbol that's on your dash, as well as here. A lot of times it tells you the grade of oil. You're looking at 5W20 oil is required in this vehicle. So you'll get a small funnel, add a tube, put it in here, and you will add the oil through here. And like I said before, when you check the dipstick, that tells you how much you need to add to the vehicle based on a half quart or a quart at a time. And you just add it on the funnel, take it out, and top it off to where it needs to be done. Catch the extra oil with a towel of some sort and cap it off. This vehicle's already topped off. We don't need to add oil to it. Let's see, the next one we're going to do is brake fluid at the rear. We have a large container of brake fluid here. Normally they come in a smaller container. You're going to go to the back of the vehicle, take your top off, and see where the indicator mark is, and you just want to fill this up to where it says to fill it. And same thing, you're going to use a small container. You're just going to tip it to the side, add a little amount to it, and you'll notice that brake fluid is very, very clear in color, almost looks like water. And that's the same color you really want your fluid to be in the system. If the fluid is not super crystal clear like water, it's dirty and should be changed and flushed out. So that's the way to fill that one. The next two we have to fill with the vehicle running. Alright, now the last two we're going to check are the ones with the vehicle running. We'll start with power steering fluid because it's the easiest. Normally there'll be a dipstick tube on here that you can use to check your fluid level. Now this one does not have a dipstick tube, so we're just going to go by the indicators that are on the side of the bottle. We'll look down in there, and this one appears to be full. It's where it should be. Now if you were to have to fill this, same scenario, you can either use a funnel to add it to it if it's down below somewhere, or you can use a piece of paper, like a paper funnel, however, so you don't spill it all over. And you can either use power steering fluid, if that's what's required by the manufacturer, or you can also use automatic transmission fluid. Many vehicles on the road use automatic transmission fluid. It's okay to add to a power steering system in most situations. Obviously, check your owner's manual. It'll tell you whether you can or cannot use it. So you just grab your power steering fluid. This vehicle in particular, we're going to use power steering fluid. Same kind of thing. We're just going to use the funnel, tip the bottle sideways, pour it to it, add it a little bit at a time, and then just reach in. And once you get to the proper level, just cap it off, and you're done with that one. And pretty much the last one we're going to check now is going to be your transmission fluid. As I said before, it's in the back of the engine. One of the more difficult ones to check. Pull the stick out and set it to the side. You'll need your funnel. Set your funnel inside. And then you want to start by adding about a half quart. Now this is a quart bottle, so I want to do a half a quart at a time and recheck it as you fill. And as I said before, when you fill it, it's going to fill the inside of that tube up, and it could give you a false reading. So you want to let it settle for 3 to 5 minutes, and then recheck your dipstick and see where you're sitting. And you want to put it, like I said before, right on the crosshatch pattern while the vehicle's warm. Set it right on the crosshatch pattern. That's the proper level to fill. So that's how you check and fill your transmission fluid. The last one that people sometimes want to know about is their washer fluid. Where and how to check that. On most vehicles, you'll see a symbol on there for the windshield washers. It'll look like this. It'll be somewhere in the vehicle, either on the apron, the fender well, up near the radiator, up front of the vehicle, on passenger or driver's side. So we're looking for a symbol that looks something like this, and make sure you put washer fluid in here, not engine coolants. So if you see the symbol, it's for washer fluid. And when you top this off, you just fill it up to as far as it pretty much goes. There's sometimes a float that'll come to the top or an indicator mark on it. But if you put too much in, it'll just drain out, not a big deal. And that's how you check and fill your washer fluid.